Yes, what's up? It's your boy Docsta from Soul Jettison, souljettison.com. Welcome to the Mad Note. Welcome to the channel. I'm in the place today with my boy, Mr. Trillion. Yeah, what's
How
up,
y'all
Trillion?
doing?
That's neat. Trillion is fairly new to the scene, but he's making some waves already locally. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you from?
Well, I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, specifically the Allison area.
Okay. Where's that?
That's in between Baker and Scotland. So like right where Greenwood is.
Okay. Okay. All right. And is that where you stay now? You live in that
Nope.
area now?
I live in the South.
You live in the South now. Okay, so but you grew up in Alston.
Allison. Yep.
Okay. And how old are you now?
I'm 25.
25. Then you went to high school out here? Where'd you go to high school?
Scotlandville.
Scotlandville. Yeah. You played any sports out there? You look like you were probably an athlete that played basketball or something.
I ran cross country and track.
Okay. Were you good at it?
I went to college for it.
Okay, where'd you go to college?
I went to college at Southern.
At Southern, okay. And you graduated? That's where you graduated?
Yep.
Okay. Now how'd you like it out there? How'd you like it at?
It was cool. It was a vibe. It was the first time I really was on my own, and it showed me a lot when it comes to gaining support and showing love to other people. It taught me a lot about just being one with humanity.
Right. So, and when did you start getting into music? At what point were you exposed to music? Was it in middle school, high school, college?
Well, if we talking about music, I've been around musicians my whole life. My dad, he was a musician.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he played piano. He wanted to be a classical musician, but life happened and he just stayed playing in churches and just became a choir director.
Okay. And what about your mom? Did she play any music?
She can sing.
She can sing.
Yeah, she alto, real deep, rich voice.
Okay. And you can sing too. I mean, I've heard you sing some stuff before, so I've heard you getting on it. And so being that your dad played piano and you were around music, do you play any instruments? Did you pick up on any of that?
I more or less play by ear. Like if I could hum it and I could find it on the keyboard, I could play it. But as I got older and I started learning about music theory, which is fairly recent, that's when I started, really learning the technical aspects and starting to see the complexities of it and like key placements. I mean, hand placements. Because I used to just down.
Just button press, yeah.
Just button press.
Just keep pressing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you also make beats, so you produce music too.
Yes, sir.
You've been producing longer than you've been rapping, or you've been doing them both at the same time?
Oh, yeah.
How long you been producing music? How long you been making beats?
Okay, so I want to say it started when I was 8. So on the Nintendo DSi, this is really the origin of how I made my first beat, actually.
Okay.
So on the Nintendo DSi, they had this app with this little parrot. Y'all know what I'm talking about if y'all had one. And the parrot, you can just record stuff on there. And I didn't really use it that much at first, but then I saw my little sister, she had one too. She used to play her Beyonce songs on there. And I was like, one day, I'm going to start using that to play songs on there so I can just listen to them. And it would give you a 10-second loop. So it was like, I figured out a way to edit it and then learn about pitch correction, filters, all types of stuff through there. So eventually I started recording my own voice. And the first natural beat I ever made, it was literally me saying, I just learned about this word when I was like in 3rd grade, pussyfoot. Mm-hmm. So it was like a little joke around the house, a little inside joke with the family. So I said it in my game, and then I started just manipulating everything. I remember what I did. I put a robot filter on it. I sped it up, and then I pitched it to the purple ones. If you don't know what I'm talking about, basically, I want to say it's like a -4 on the semitones. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Okay. Oh, you got me. I dealt with Fruity Loops for a little while, but I didn't get too deep into it, man. I could make a beat if my life depended on it.
You got it in you.
But how deep did you get into the beat making? What program do you use? Do you have a full setup, laptop plugins, everything?
Well, I'm not gonna even lie. I can get on Logic Pro. I can get on GarageBand. But what I really prefer, I never used Fruity Loops before. I never used Fruity Loops. But what I prefer is BandLab because they remind me of the Nintendo DS, how I can manipulate everything and stuff.
Right, and so that's a computer app, or that's on your phone, or
Both.
both? And you said it's called BandLab?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, being with the musical background, does that affect the different sounds that you do? Like, do you find if you're making beats and stuff, and you've been around live music, do you find that you're limited by what you can do with the program?
So my method with composing in general, when it comes to like actual beat making versus that, because I make compositions to whole nother thing. It's more of a
big
hobby.
difference, right?
Yeah. What I try to do with beat making, I leave an empty pocket so the voice can hit. Like listening to my beats, I purposely leave certain things open. Like maybe I'll leave because I think of my voice, because I was a percussionist also. I was in the band in high school at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I think of my voice as a drum because I rap, so I'm on cadence and rhythm. So I leave certain drums out, or I leave certain, if I'm a sing, I leave certain melodies out so my voice can actually carry it.
Right.
Instead of me, putting it all in there.
So do you make all your own beats for your songs, or have you worked with any other producers?
I made all of my beats except one song, which was my very first song, because I bought it online. So
okay, you just bought a beat online.
Yeah, For Real For Love. I bought it online.
That was your very first song?
Yes.
The first song you ever wrote?
No, my first song ever published.
Okay. What about the first song you ever wrote? What was that? You remember?
It was, I'm not going to lie, it was corny. Like Tiger made a song called Faded back when I was in 5th grade, and I wrote to it. It was like, what up, nigga? It's the dude that you ate. Yeah, it's going down like a church going saint. That's all I remember from it. I was like, bro. And like, yeah, that was my first time actually doing songwriting. But like as I got older, like I continued to songwrite, but I wasn't writing about my story. My god brother, he told me, man, you can rap, you can keep a flow, but that's not your story. Like, he used to just be writing about stuff that I hear other people writing about, like the Boosies, the Jungle Musics, the G Money's, the Young Boys, just write about that shit because that's all I was exposed to. But when I started being introspective and learning about myself, that's when the real writing came out, because either it was goofy, fun stuff that was catchy, or it was shit that I wasn't doing.
So now you're writing your story, though, the stuff you're publishing.
Yeah, now that's like the real me. I want to say that's, yeah.
And you have 2 full albums out? One? Just the Kaiju? I thought there was another one. Or maybe, did you have some singles?
Yeah, I've had singles.
Okay, so you're just dropping singles. So Kaiju is the first full album that you did.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. And how was that, putting that together? Was that stressful? The process. I know you set a date, and then I feels like you moved the date back a little bit.
So what happened with Kaiju? So do you want to know the origin story about Kaiju?
Yeah, let's hear the story about it. Yeah.
So one of my biggest inspiration as an artist is Godzilla and Japanese art from the 1980s in general,
Right.
1980s, 1990s time period. Those where I get a lot of my inspirations from musically, like when I write, when I draw, it all comes from that time period. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, Godzilla's my favorite character. And like I said, when I started writing music, I started writing about things that I wasn't doing or just trying to be goofy and just make stupid, catchy stuff.
Right.
But I still can do. But when I start looking at myself, I'm looking at the shadows that I've been hiding from the world because I've always had I don't have it anymore, but growing up, I've always had a slight insecurity about my personality because I was I don't know how to put this. I would say everything was kind of hard on me because everybody put a lot of pressure on me because I was the firstborn grandchild in my family and stuff like that. And I was the only child and the only boy. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot of pressure. And I don't think they tried to put it on me like that, but it came off as if like everybody was judging me and I really couldn't, be myself. So I had to hide a lot of my interest. Some like anime, Godzilla, hell, even the cartoons I was watching.
Right.
I didn't really talk much. Like also being medicated for ADHD, well, overly medicated. My mind, everything just kind of stayed in my head until I was off my medicine. So.
Right. So, and you don't take those medicines anymore, so you feel like once you got off of it, like it kind of freed your mind up.
Once I got off of it, I was hyper as hell. Like whenever, like I've always been slim because I've always been active. My mind moves faster than my body. Mm-hmm. So I stay slim because my body is always active. And like when I started taking that medicine, like I got fat, I got slower. I just wanted myself. But as I got off that medicine, that's when my metabolism started picking up again, and I started just this hyperness that you see now, and I can start writing. And it took me a while because I was still shy about, putting myself out and showing myself. Mm-hmm. But as I got more confident in myself and just started telling myself, I'm not this, I am this.
Right.
That's when it started showing more.
Wow, man, that's wild to think that taking those medications for ADHD could have held you back from going to college for track and field.
It held me back from a lot. Like I wasn't using my full brain capacity. Like I've always had I've always knew how I like to learn. And because I was taking that medicine, I feel like I wasn't doing the best that I could in school. Mm-hmm. I wasn't vocalizing myself as much. I wasn't really exercising my autonomy anymore. Because I feel like if I wasn't on that medicine, I would have probably been doing this way earlier.
Right.
I probably would have went to different schools. I probably would have vocalized. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do that. And I probably would have avoided a lot of situations that I was in.
Well, you're doing it now, and you've been doing it for a little over a year. And so you did the MADD with us. Was that your first live performance, or had you done some other performances?
That was my first live band performance.
Live band performance.
Yeah, that was a whole different beast from like just tracks.
Right. And how'd you like it? How'd you like the live element or performing live?
It was a phenomenal experience. I'm not gonna lie. Like at times I just wanted to sit there and just let the music control me and just sit there and just roll my eyes back and just vibe. And I was the one performing.
Right.
Were
you nervous? No, weren't nervous.
I'm not gonna lie. I would say I put a lot of pressure on myself, but overall I wasn't nervous.
Right.
If that makes sense to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've performed a lot, so I know what you're talking about. Now, of all the music that you put out, what's your favorite song? If you had to pick one, what's your favorite one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's the one. Yeah.
Yes, sir. That is. I'm not gonna lie. Like sometimes, whenever when I was making the beat for it, oh man, I get into the origin a little bit. Man, I made the beat for Yes Sir trying to make a song about my dad. He's deceased.
Mm-hmm.
And I got frustrated because the sample that I chose wasn't hitting as well as it could have, because I don't know, the quality of the audio was so bad to where it was frustrating me. And then I just came back from that. I came back from being inspired from Tyler's Chromacopia tour. And I was in Texas. I'm just like, man, fuck this. And I just like, what I do whenever I get mad, like I just sweep the whole deck and just go from scratch. And then it became it went from a lighthearted song to a dark, grittier song. And I was like, and I heard that, I chopped it, and I just started just putting it in place. And I was like, oh. And then I started learning about 808s because I didn't know about 808s at first. Mm-hmm. During that time, put the 808 on there, boom, 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 boom. And then as I was hearing the song, I was like, I just kept saying, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, yes, sir. And then that's just how it came up. And I just listened to the beat in the car all day and just rapped on it. And so that's how it just came up.
Yes, indeed. So I want to ask you about the song that I like in particular, that Real Faux Love. And that's featuring someone else as a young lady singing on there with you? Mm-hmm. Or was that just for the show? Was that for the live?
That was just for the show.
Okay. So what's that song about?
Oh, Lord. So Real Faux Love was my first song. And this is when I started back like freestyling and stuff. So, So I met my first love my sophomore year of college, and we went on a journey. I messed it up. I realized I messed it up, and I realized we wasn't finna talk no more. So I just sat in the car and I was just listening to beats, just trying to figure out how I feel. And then that beat came on, and then it just started coming out of me like melancholy sounds driving through the town, about to make my rounds, it's about to go down. Linking with the sneakers, doing grown folk stuff, trying to fill my heart with this real for love. And it just came out, and I just kept repeating it because I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And then I just started writing to it because at that time, like after we broke up, I ain't gonna lie, I just became a straight up whore.
Wow.
So it was like I was trying to fill a void because me and that specific woman, we spent so much time together, and I've never been in a situation like that before. And the fact that I self-sabotaged, and I know I did, it was like something I had to learn to cope with. And that song was like me coping with that.
Yeah. Well, you young, man. It's going to be a lot of stopping and starting over. So good thing you're still young. You got a lot of chance to make a lot of mistakes. So, me and you we've talked, we text, we share some tracks back and forth and ideas and stuff like that. And, one of the questions that I've asked you, and I like to ask young artists or new artists whenever they're jumping in the game, like what is your target crowd, and do you love doing music so much that if there was never a chance that you could ever make any money off of it, would you still create just for the love of just like doing it?
I'm gonna answer that last question first. I already do that. I have a private I wouldn't say private. I have another music channel. Mm-hmm. It's basically just a symbol where I just make stuff. Like I literally just make compositions and I just post them. Like it's nothing. Yeah, I already do that. I don't expect no money out of them, even though ironically, when I first started making music, that was the channel that made the most music, even though I don't promote it at all. Weird. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I do that already. I don't be expecting that. Like I just, yeah. So what was the other question?
The other question is like, who's your target artist and who's your music made for? Like, who's it geared toward?
I would say my music is geared towards people who are very introspective, figuring themselves out. I've learned, like your music is a mirror of you, and the people who are attracted to music mirror you in some form of way. So I feel like just more introspective people who just want to do better in life, because that's all I really talk about. I go through stuff, I get over it, or I'm coming up.
Okay.
That's literally like all of my songs, all of my catalog.
Okay. Yeah, man. Y'all got to check my boy out. Man, so we're going to leave with one final question for you. Just a little fun question. So some of the producers that came up with. So if you were going to be on a deserted island and you could only have 10 albums that you could bring with you for the rest of the time, well, what 10 albums you choosing?
Shoot. So for one, I gotta bring the Michael Jackson. I'm taking 2 Michael Jackson albums. Off the Wall, Invincible. Okay. I'm taking Heat Wave, Central Heating. God, yes. JID, The Never Story, and JID, The Forever Story. Tyler, the Creator, Chromacopia. We had 6. Chrono Trigger soundtrack. What else? Tekken Tag soundtrack.
Jettison number 8.
Yes, Tekken Tag. Tekken Tag Tournament 1, not 2. Rage Against the Machine, the first album with the, I don't know the name of it, but the one with the fire on the cover.
Yeah.
The car on fire.
The picture of the dude lighting himself on fire.
Yeah, Fistful of Steel. Love that.
When I woke up the microphone with a fistful of steel. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Okay, and the last one, Reggie Kukuru, 1984 Godzilla soundtrack. That's my 5. I mean, that's my 10.
10, yeah. All right, man. Well, we're going to go ahead and check out of here.